Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 28 of the Red Sea podcast, and welcome to perhaps what is one of the most joyous and one of the most excited, I guess, episodes of this show. At least yet. We always hope for even better. What a game! What amazing football! What a result! Most mostly. Uh, can't even find the proper words to describe everything, so I'll get through what's mostly given first. If you like what you see, like always, do follow what the banner says right here. All the links to the socials should be down below in the description. If you are on YouTube, if you're on Spotify, the links to the Instagram and the Twitter should be in the description of the episode. I'll need to add the link to the YouTube as well. Of course, as I just mentioned, the episodes do go up on Spotify like 1 or 2 hours after every live stream, with minor exceptions being when a show goes until like 1 or 2 a.m., like it happens sometimes. Um, the show will go up on Spotify the next morning. Of course, Instagram and Twitter, constant updates, constant interacting. For those of you who know me and have been interacting with me or watching me for a while now, you'll know that I respond to everything that I don't just accept. I want comments, questions, messages. Everything is open. Everything is free. Uh, Twitter has the most interaction with live match commentary, quote unquote, through tweets. Said today because I was busy while watching the game, hence the absence of the goal drafts as well. But those will return like normal on Sunday against Panathinaikos. Just like the ratings and the MVP will return tomorrow. I should have those up by tomorrow morning, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, uh, do go follow, subscribe, turn on notifications for anything and everything you want. There are some very, very big announcements and plans already being done and dusted, basically. Just a matter of time for some things that I will be announcing, of course, when the time does come. Uh, the Patreon news will be up by tomorrow with the extremely positive uh, reaction you guys gave me, which I appreciate so incredibly much, honestly. You guys see the genuine goals I have for this. You guys see how much this means to me. And you guys see that everything you give me, I will put back 10 times more into the show's quality, into the show's plans, into everything I can put uh, into it, honestly. So, yeah, just, I can't thank you enough for those of you who did see the message I wrote. I think it was yesterday. Just thanking you from the absolute bottom of my heart. Γιατί άνθρωποι είμαστε πίσω από όλους τους λογαριασμούς και κάποιες φορές το ξεχνάμε αυτό. Έλαβα μεγάλη αγάπη τελευταία και το εκτιμώ αλήθεια πάρα πολύ όλο αυτό. People I've been following for a while just started following me back out of nowhere. Stuff just came to plan in a snap, and everything is showing so much more positive by the hour, let alone the day. You guys are blowing me out of the water. Blowing my expectations out of the water. And I will give it back to you, as I said, tenfold. I promise. Because the least I owe you to be myself and to kick God damn doors down. It's gonna be a big year. I promised you all that. And I think it's gonna be an even bigger year than I even imagined. So yeah, let's get into the incredible win we just saw, shall we? Gav will join me today. I won't just be solo once again, but he will join uh, in the next few minutes, hopefully. Uh, so yeah, 3-0. How long has it been? How long has it felt like it's been that we said we won in Europe against some honestly very solid opposition, so comfortably. I feel like we didn't let them breathe for even a single second. Like it's one of the very few games where it felt like everyone played their role more than perfectly and more than like they should. And honestly, that this game massively feels like a turning point in the season. Not that the season has been horrible, like there have been some ups and downs, of course, but this felt like a huge, huge turning point in the season. Uh, but of course, we'll see. Uh, Jolakis, of course, started under the stakes with Ortega, Carmo, Rechos, and Costilla as the back four. The generational Christos Mouzakaitis partnered Santi Ese in the midfield. Then it was Zelson returning to the lineup, Chiquinho, Rodinei, and then, of course, the killer up front, Ayub El Kabi. Braga had gone with Mateus, Adrian Marin, Niakate, uh, Are, João Ferreira, Vitor Carvalho, of course, the very familiar, who we will definitely talk about, Andre Horta with Ricardo Horta, Gabriel Martinez and Bruma and Roberto Fernandez up top. I feel like there is so much stuff to touch on, but I will start off by giving the props I have to give to the man of the hour, because uh, describing Musa as a kid just feels like a complete mistake at this point. Musa showed that he has solidified himself in this team, and dare I say, he has solidified himself in the starting lineup at least for the foreseeable future. Uh, I can't begin to remember where we have seen such such a mature and such a comfortable player at 17 years old. Of course, not speaking about the generation coming through in general with Costulas, etc. I mean, before Musa seems truly like one of a kind, and honestly, today he showed the experience and the maturity of a 30-year-old center mid. I think he exceeded even our expectations, and of course, the man that he did prove so right. is Jose Luis Mendilibar who took the risk in starting him today. Uh, of course, all was helped by him having an extremely on form Santiago Eze next to him, who did also bag a wonderful goal today, but was the Eze we all know and love up and down the field. Uh, but there is nothing to be taken away of from from Muzakitis. I think honestly that, as I said on Twitter when the match started, I think that not only do we not realize what a player Muzakitis is, but I think we can't even begin to imagine what a player Muzakitis will turn into with the correct work and the correct training, that I don't fear for a single second that he'll get under JLM. It's honestly, yeah. Hi, first of all. Uh, it's what I began uh, talking about before I started gushing over Christos Mouzakidis. That this screams turning point in our season. Of course, this will be proven on Sunday as well, but this just screams turning point. Not for just some players, for the team in general. Like, this isn't just a confidence boost. This performance was like, this performance reminded me of last season. We haven't seen nowhere near this performance, I think, this year. It's it's amazing, to say the least. It's honestly amazing, to say the least. Yeah, as I said, I think it was literally the first phrase I touched on. That not only is the team spirit and unity there for everyone to see, like you said, but everyone knew their role and played their part absolutely perfectly today. Hi.
Hey there. I swear to God, like 5 minutes
Took
before
me a second. Yeah.
we were supposed to start, I got called into a meeting by my boss, but it was a quick one, thankfully. How's
Yeah,
it going,
man.
man?
It's good. No, I'm honestly, I don't know what to get into first.
Dude, I mean, what a performance. That's honestly, I think the best performance since Aston Villa in Europe for sure. Probably in any
That's that's what I said. We haven't seen anything near this year.
no. And I mean, it's coming at a perfect time. I mean, I think kind of what we talked about a couple weeks ago after Olympiacos. I think there was a lot more doubt after the Aris match, but it was just like getting some of these new guys integrated and settled. I think it just took some time for people to get up to fitness. Having Retsos back, having Karmo back makes a big difference. Having Jelson Martins back today made a huge difference. Christos Mouzakitis, maybe we should start with him. I think I owe him an
Oh,
apology.
I've been gushing over him for the past 10 minutes.
I I said last week I thought it would have been a mistake to put him in the field match because I was worried that a 17-year-old in that sort of environment, it might be a big stage. I was wrong. The past two games, he's been brilliant. He was fantastic again today. I mean, he didn't step a foot wrong until like I think the only time he was dispossessed was like stoppage time when it was dribbling the ball on the sideline. Rightly got serenaded by Gate 7 tonight, chanting his name. He looked immense. I mean, 87% pass completion, 3 out of 3 long balls. I think he had 3 interceptions, 5 recoveries. Exactly. He looks so confident and so comfortable, which is insane to see for a kid that young. He's
It's
17.
it's what I said. He looks like he has not only the confidence but the experience of a 30-year-old center mid that's been playing in the top flight for decades.
Absolutely. I mean, I was watching it here in the States with our media coverage, and the English commentator, the two main things he had to say about Christos Mouzakitis is he does not look 17. He looks a lot younger than that, but he doesn't look out of place, and he did not at all tonight. It was another wonderful, wonderful performance. Um, and really, I think integrating him into the first team on a consistent basis changes things a lot because, as you and I have been talking about for a couple of weeks now, having Chiquinho be able to play the 10 further up the field rather than having to be that pivot next to Santiago Eze is huge. I mean, we looked so much better going forward today and on Sunday, and we're seeing the difference in the results. I mean, I really think the team is hitting stride, and I'm hoping that we take this momentum into the weekend against Panathinaikos, especially after how shaky we've looked against them in the past couple seasons. It would be awesome to get a big home win over those guys on the weekend.
As I said when I opened up, this, of course, will all be reinforced when we play against Panathinaikos. Like if this was a one-off thing, if it will continue like this, what the lineup would look like. A lot of things will, of course, show when we play Panathinaikos, but I don't know if this game just spared a whole new level of positivity into how I see this team and this season in general.
I mean,
It felt like a whole new induction for some players. Like Willian was a whole new player this year.
well, I mean, it's because he didn't have to feel like he's coming in to put the game on his shoulders. I mean, he had Gelson Martins around him. He had Rodine, Costinha coming up the wing. Costinha, that's another one. He's been wonderful. I mean, you and I talked about it privately. I hope that is our right side. I hope that it's Rodine on the wing and Costinha at right back. I mean, the whole dynamics changed. I really think the biggest catalyst for it is Christos Mouzakitis being able to push forward Chiquinho, getting Martins back. I mean, everything's just like coming together at the right time. And I really think that we can start to see some consistent results as long as everyone stays healthy, cross your fingers. But it seems like we're basically at a point where we have a full strength squad again.
Just to make sure, can you hear me? Am I being heard fine?
Yep.
You are lagging a bit. I don't know if it's me or you, but just so you know, you are lagging a bit for me. I don't even know where to where to continue. I feel like I owe you an apology for doubting this right side.
I mean, we all had our doubts. I mean, I had my doubts about Mouzakitis. I mean, I was probably one of the only few people that was optimistic about Costinha against Atromitos. I saw a lot of people that did not think he was good, especially in that first half. But he just fits, and I think it's one of those things where it's understandable to not be so certain on a guy like that, just because you haven't seen him. And to his credit, he's come in, he's done very well. He's really solid defensively. He gets forward well. I mean, obviously, Rodine is much better in the final third, which is why he's playing further up the field. But I mean, together they work great, and I really think this is the first time we're getting to see Rodine play in that role. And as much as we love him as a player now, I mean, he's dynamite. And tonight you saw it again. I mean, he almost scored a goal in the first half. He set up the second goal for Edse and just looked overall really good going forward. And I think the fact that he is a defender, you saw with a lot of those mistakes that Braga were making in the second half. I mean, he has those instincts to shoot a gap and get in the passing lane and pick the ball up, which is, huge for a pressing team. I think he fits in Mendilibar's system really well. So if things can stay like this, man, I mean, I'm really optimistic. The only thing that makes me a little bit nervous going into the weekend is I saw the starting lineup for Panathinaikos ahead of the Borac match, which is going on right now, and I have no idea what the score is or what's going on there, just because I've had some work stuff and now this. They've rested a lot of the big guys. So Tete is not playing. Ioannidis is not playing. So the only risk I see there is that they might have some fresher legs than us.
They are up 1-0 currently.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's probably even worse for us then, because some of those guys might not even see the pitch. So that's the only thing I can think of that might kind of worry me going into the weekend is just this will be our third game in 7 days. A lot of these guys have played most of those minutes, so they might be fresher than us. But in terms of form, I mean, we're hitting it at just the right time, and then we have the international break after this to rest everybody up and then come back at it again. I mean, we talked about that stretch, I think it's towards the end of October, where we have some really tough European matches in between derbies with Ike and Pauk. So it's a good time for everyone to be healthy because we're going to need all hands on deck for sure.
In general, like aside the restart after the national teams, which is mostly helped by the league, because I think between Malmo we play Olympiacos and before Malmo we play Asteras.
Yeah.
In general, the schedule is extremely tough, league alone, because of the two back-to-back derbies. But for Sunday, the only thing that slightly worries me is Chiquinho, and if he is okay. And I do want to give it to Mendilibar for subbing him off either way, despite him wanting to stay on. Not a lot of coaches take the initiative if a player is calling for the sub to be off. So I do want to give that to him. About Rodinei, another amazing thing that he has in his game, especially now that he's playing basically right mid, right wing, is that he's unpredictable. You don't know when he'll get the ball off your feet, and you don't know what he'll do. Like his vision is insane for me. For
Yeah.
me, Rodinei's vision is insane. And lately, at least, I feel, because I really can't remember if Roddy had the shot that he has on him now, the the past seasons that he's been with us. He can just crack a shot from God knows how far out of nowhere with it. Because for me, I said it on the solo show I did a few days ago as well. Rodney for me is, if not the best, he's one of the top dribblers on our team.
100%. I totally agree with that. I mean,
This,
dude. I mean,
imagine.
to be fair, I mean, he does not play. He's 31, 32. He does not play like a 32-year-old. He plays like he's 25. I mean, God willing, he's going to stay that energetic and fit for the next couple of years because, yeah, I mean, he's incredible on both sides of the ball. I mean, even just from a personality standpoint and a leadership standpoint, he brings so much to the club. I mean, it's one thing to be a fantastic player. It's another thing to be a guy who can lead from the front and bring that positive energy to will the team forward. I think he has that in his repertoire as well. So he's an awesome player. I hope we hang on to him. I hope that he's like a Valbuena who can play well beyond his years because I think I speak for everyone. I say we don't ever want him to leave or stop being a big piece for us. Oh yeah. I mean, it's more than a sport to them, and you could definitely see it. So hopefully Rodi is no different. I mean, he seems to be pretty healthy. So if I had to bet on anybody playing, 37, 38 and still being a difference maker, it would be him.
There is a reason we tied him down until, what is it, 26, 7? I'm pretty sure his last renewal was.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned last show as well, and I feel like I'll mention this every show, especially if Rodinei does keep that right midfielder, right winger role, that a certain someone dared come out and say, I'm pretty sure you remember I showed you the tweet as soon as I saw it, that we shouldn't be happy with Rodinei renewing for as long as he did.
I mean, it's one of those things, there's always going to be those negative Nancy's that are just going to hop on anything and just be upset about it. There's a reason why Mendilibar and the guys we have in the front office are in the positions they're in, right? I mean, we both sat here and said we've been wrong in the past week about players and whether or not they should play or what position they should be in. Like, that was the thing I was thinking about Mousakidis, is I'm like, thank God he's smarter than me because I wouldn't have had the balls to give him that chance, and thank God he did, because man, that's just what I keep going back to. What a player! What a performance!
Absolutely generational. And for me, if he is okay, he has to get time on Sunday as well.
100%.
Not necessarily start, but he gets time on Sunday as well.
I mean, if he feels good, he should start. I mean, I think the only reason he shouldn't start is if he tells Mendilibar, "Hey, I'm kind of tired," which, I mean, fair enough.
Don't want to bail him out. Like,
True,
he needs to be managed.
Yeah, but I mean, we have an international break. If we had another game on Thursday or on the following weekend, I would get it. But we are going to have a break. Obviously, there'll still be training and stuff. But I mean, I don't know.
I get that.
Personally, I want him to play as much as possible.
Me too, but I also am really thinking that we really need to manage him as perfectly as possible, given the history we have with mismanaging talent as well. A player that I do wanna get into is a player that I feel like we haven't given credit to in quite a bit, and for me, he was one of the best out there today. And that's Carmo, David Carmo.
Absolutely. I mean, he saved the clean sheet. It was a very good attempt from Ricardo Rocha towards the end there. Carmo cleared it off the line. I mean, every ball in the air, he was winning it. Especially in that first half when Braga were on the front foot. He was a brick wall back there. So was Retsos. I feel like he had a much quieter game today compared to last week, where he was far and away our best player on the pitch. He was not bad today by any means, but definitely I think Carmo shown out. It's just, it's great to have these guys back, and it was great to see Pirola as well off the bench. He's back and fit again. I mean, he's definitely someone you could see us using on Sunday, depending on the situation. Probably not to start, but to come off the bench and maybe hold on to a win, or whatever the case.
Same for Masuras as well, honestly.
Yeah. I mean,
very happy to see him back.
At this point, as long as Chiquinho's injury is not serious, as long as that was mostly precautionary, which I assume that it is, considering he wanted to stay on, I'm assuming that it was probably just a knock. I mean, if he's healthy, who do we have on the injury report right now? I mean, we're pretty much, this is as good as it's going to get. So
I think we're full. We're full.
I mean, there's not a better time to play the team we hate the most. Hopefully we can beat them 3-0 again. I don't know if that'll happen, but definitely we need a win against those guys. It's been too long.
Yeah, if you don't count, of course, Yazici, that's not been fully inducted into the team yet. No one's missing.
No, I mean, we probably won't see him until after the break for sure. Yeah. I mean, I could honestly see. Do you start Masuras on Sunday? Because
surely you don't risk it.
Well, my only concern is Martins. What will his fitness be? He played a lot today, and he was very active in his first game back. maybe you go with Velde then. I'm not sure. I have a feeling that one of our wingers will probably be swapped out. Maybe it's William.
I think there is a reason Velde didn't play today, and I think that's to have him fully fit for
Probably.
Sunday.
I mean, I would prefer not to start him. I think that he is better off the bench, like we kind of talked about.
Same, yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see how that works. I definitely think Masuras, he'll probably get a half an hour at least on Sunday, just to build up that fitness, and then over the international break as well. Hopefully that his minutes against England aren't after we're 3 or 4-0 down. I'm really scared for that game, which I'm sure we'll.
I think he starts.
I don't know. I mean, who do you drop to the bench then? I mean, I would like to see Solis and Kotsadelia start personally on the wings because I'm assuming that Bakasetas is not going to get benched as much as I'd like him to be.
Yeah, that's the thing. I forgot that he is the captain. I was going to say, you drop Bakasetas and put Kostadelias at the 10, but yeah, Bakasetas is the captain. I forget. That's weekend talk, though. Let's not just spiral into the national team today. I'll just say a phrase and you'll understand immediately what I'm talking about. What a save.
Genuinely, that save in the first half off of Ricardo Rocha.
What a save.
There's maybe 7 or 8 goalkeepers on planet Earth that make that save. I might sound crazy when I'm saying this stuff. I think Kostas Tolakis is at an elite European level. I genuinely think he walks in to probably 80-85% of European teams, even in the top 5 leagues. Like he's that good. It's ridiculous at this point. I mean, I believe at least on FotMob, he got our man of the match, 9.2 match rating, faced over 2 expected goals, and didn't concede any. I mean, that's. I want to see what our expected goals were. I think Braga might have had more expected goals than us.
Expected goals was 1.1 for us and 1.32 for Braga. You are correct.
Really? Maybe that stat was expected goals on target. Let me look. Actually, yeah. Okay, so expected goals on target was 2.08. That number is generally higher than just the raw expected goals. So that's what I was thinking of. But yeah, I mean,
this is a huge question.
I think maybe you look at Lunin, who starts for Madrid. Maybe there's a conversation there. I'm trying to think of who else.
But Lunin doesn't start for Madrid. Lunin starts for Madrid because Courtois is injured.
But he does start. I mean, he plays for them. And listen, if you're playing for Real Madrid, I don't care if it's even as an injury stand-in. If he's getting minutes for them, that's a serious player. I mean,
but I hate Madrid. That's why I'm just shitting other players completely.
I don't like them either. It's a good question. He's definitely top 3. I mean, there might be someone else there that I'm forgetting about, but
I'm trying to think as well. But honestly,
I think he's top. I think he's top 15 or 20 in Europe easily.
I mean, as you said, he walks into most teams. I think and that I was going to get into that, but I think it's the perfect segue to get into it now. There were too many scouters for my liking in today's game.
For multiple players, I mean,
I say above all,
he's another one I want to touch on real quick. I think this was one of his best games ever for Olympiacos.
I enjoyed this so much.
Carvajal getting absolutely bent at the Karaiskakis, and it doesn't ruin our night is beautiful because we're used to that being the other way. Horta getting an assist. to Braga for not letting him come home. Yeah, thing about Bruma was absolutely pocketed. I mean, he's been a big player for Braga after he didn't show anything for us for a season. He
I got completely embarrassed saying that I was worried about Bruma.
he looked bright to start with, but I mean that second half he was in hell with Costinha. I mean, he had him completely on lock.
How come he played? Yeah, that's the thing. Why did he play down the left? Doesn't Bruma play down the right?
I think
Usually.
he plays across the front line. He's played striker before. Um, yeah, he didn't do anything today. I thought it was funny. Braga has some Spanish striker, some guy we've never heard of. Reminded me of Miguel Angel Guerrero. Just cardio, nothing else. I mean, that guy did nothing all game. I thought that was kind of funny.
I mean, it does have him listed as a striker today.
Yeah.
It does
Well, I
have
mean,
Braga as a 4-4-2 today.
I mean, it is worthy of pointing out. I mean, he had some really good games in the Champions League last season, playing for Braga. So I mean, keeping him as locked down as we did was awesome. As much as we like to make fun of him, he's turned into a serious player since he's left us. As much as it sucks, but yeah, I mean, everything went wrong for Braga today, which is great for us. I thought a lot of guys, Edze in particular, I think it was his best game in an Olympiacos shirt. I mean, going forward, breaking up play. I mean, how many times was he sliding in to get the ball? Yeah, I mean, he's prime Iniesta mixed with Sergio Busquets. I mean, he's so good at getting in and breaking up play. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen somebody dribble past him. If he wants the ball, he's getting the ball, or he's going to get the ball to play to break up a counterattack. He did that in the second half, and it was awesome. I mean, yeah, there's going to be a lot of big transfers out of Olympiacos in the next few seasons, as much as I hate to say it.
That's gonna be painful.
It's going to be painful, but this is really our opportunity to take that step and be a selling club. Like we should be trying to get to, why can't we be a Porto or Benfica type club? What happened? Did they concede? Let me look.
No. It's about the Bruma comment.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an awesome opportunity for us. As much as we don't want to see any of these guys leave, I want to see us get to that point where we are a bigger club that's bringing in that revenue consistently and investing in our youth. This should be the springboard for that, and that could get us to a point in Europe where making it to quarterfinals, semifinals, even the odd final is not super rare for us. I don't see why we can't be a club of that stature.
It looks like we are slowly building towards that, and maybe we can finally build a consistent youth academy, like you said. That's my main worry. This exact comment is my main worry. That the league we are in will affect the negotiations.
I think that's starting to change. I mean, you're seeing Panathinaikos.
Pause. I will jump off my fucking balcony. No.
Add a 0 to that, and we can talk.
No fucking way. No way in hell.
All seriousness, I think that is starting to change a bit. I mean, yeah, I think you're seeing Ioannidis had multiple 25, 26, 27 million offers rejected. Koudiarakis, I forget what he.
I think Leicester, did Leicester or Sporting, I don't remember, but I think they were preparing like a 32 million offer for Ioannidis.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's changing slowly but surely, and I think having young players like Zolis yesterday scoring in the Champions League, an absolute banger. That's good for our league. Seeing guys like him who are products of the Super League going and compete at a high level. Even Mavropanos, he's having a really good season so far at West Ham and had a good season last season. That's another Super League product. I mean, I think the more of these guys that do well in
Kostadelias went for 11.75.
Kouliarakis, you mean?
Yeah, Kouliarakis, yes.
That's an undersell. I mean, they probably could have pushed for 15 for him. But yeah, I mean, I agree with that comment. I think we are evolving. I think it is progressing forward. I don't think we're going to see any of these guys go for 10 million. I think at an absolute minimum, we're going to be in the 20s. I mean, we even got that kind of money for Retsos 6-7 years ago. I have less worry about us than I do about, Panathinaikos, PAOK, AEK. Those guys don't tend to sell well. PAOK does a little better than the others, but we'll see. I think in general it is evolving. I think the level of the league is improving. We're back into the top 14, I think, today after our win. We're up above 30,000 coefficient points, which is huge.
It really depends on what the others do, I think. But I think if everyone wins, we secure 14th, as you said, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, we've already secured 5 for next season. That's already we did that by winning.
Yeah.
And I think we're in a really good spot to hold on to that because 15 is 5 teams, but we're in a decent chance to get up to 12. I think, especially with Panathinaikos and the piss easy schedule they have. I'm really as much as I hate Panathinaikos, I really hope that they win 5 games because that would be huge.
It's a year where we need it, honestly, because with the small teams, quote unquote, just massively improving and bringing in names and such.
Yeah.
It looks like it could really be a breakthrough season 4 of the Super League in general. PAOK still drawing.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye. So both games 40th minute. It looks like Panathinaikos look like they're dominating. They're 66% possession. They're getting outshot by Borats, but the expected goals are much higher.
How?
I mean,
how?
To be fair, Borats has 9 shots, 3 on target. Panathinaikos has 5 and 3 on target. So I'm assuming they must just be blasts from long range. They only have 33% possession, and 0.25 expected goals out of 9 shots is pretty low. So I'm assuming they're just from far out. PAOK, on the other hand, they are also dominating. I don't know how they have it scored based on this.
Yeah, the comments just coming in.
12 shots, 2 on target, 1.14 expected goals to 0.09 for Steaua Bucharest, 60-40 possession. So I don't know how they're not winning. They better win. But yeah, I mean, 3 wins tonight would be huge. I mean, that would solidify us in that top 14 race and then hopefully give us the platform to go forward.
Especially with the relatively easier games that we have coming up as well. Not underestimating Malmo, of course. I still have PTSD from those knockout games.
I think PAOK and Olympiacos had our toughest matches in that first match day. I mean, that's not to say we won't have any difficult matches after this, but I think both of those away games were the 2 toughest that the teams will face. So,
Yeah, it really seems like it. I've openly said that the team that mainly worries me out of everyone is Porto.
I mean, Rangers will be difficult. I think Twente, I haven't seen what their result was from today, but I mean, they got a point at Manchester United last week.
Let me actually see.
As much of a meme as Manchester United are, getting a result there is still a big deal for a club like that. Twente is leading Fenerbahce 1-0 at home.
Oh.
And it looks like, by all accounts, they're dominating pretty well. 58% possession, 7 shots to 4 shots on target to 1, 0.7 expected goals to 0.19. So, I mean, Twente are a serious team.
They're gonna be a very, very weird fixture to face. I mean, to be fair, so are Rangers. Let me actually see what
Rangers are losing at home to Lyon right now, which is kind of
Lyon just seems like a favorite at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're figuring it out now.
That's a game.
Yeah, those United. It'd be so funny to me if they somehow finish outside the top 24. I mean,
Aren't they like 20th?
Yeah, they're close. I mean, they'll probably qualify for the knockouts, but I don't think they're getting top 8. I think Olympiacos easily finishes above them.
I wouldn't be so sure they qualify, honestly.
I mean, I think it probably takes like 8 points to make top 24. They would have to really, really do badly, and I can't see them falling that low.
I mean, 2 points out of 6 doesn't really.
But I mean, to be fair, devil's advocate, it is Porto and Twente. Those are 2 decent sides. I mean, we'll see what happens. I wouldn't be surprised either way, but I probably wouldn't predict them getting eliminated in the group stage or the league stage.
Yeah, that sounds very United, honestly.
It's so funny, man.
Of course they were. Before we touch on the last thing I want to touch on for today, I think we covered the game as well as we could. I don't think we missed anything. Would have liked to see Kostulas again today, to be totally honest. But
yeah, I mean, he might get some time on the weekend though, so I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, I really don't have any complaints about anything today. I'm just happy that really...
Yeah, it's honestly just positivity. I mean, it's the most positive result we have to talk about after a while. Not only as a result, like we said, it was just great football, honestly. Last thing I do wanna touch on. First of all, I fully agree with you.
After all those years of being the evil empire of English football, I think they've earned it.
Yeah, I hope Ten Hag stays as long as Klopp did. I really do. They can win an FA Cup every 4 years if it means they keep him and finish 13th in the league.
As long as they don't win the Europa League this year, I'm happy.
Yeah. Any major trophies, I'm good. Just wanted to talk about the cup real quickly and what's your opinion on the draw and that we'll have a relatively smaller team in the final after a whole last decade, pretty sure.
Yeah, who did we draw again? I'm forgetting. I know that Califea, okay. We'll be playing Panathinaikos after that, which, I mean, again, we can't seem to get past the quarterfinals without facing one of the big 4 teams. I mean, we should... I would take that. Villa for the win. Hey, quick shout out to Aston Villa.
We show up in different shirts. We support different teams.
I mean,
love the Villa fans. The Villa.
How tough is it to get a win at Villa Park, man? I mean, you have to be a really big club. Bayern, maybe.
I enjoyed that so much as well.
Maybe next time, hey, Manuel Neuer, he's no Kostas Stolakis, okay? I mean,
he's no Kostas.
Anyways, back to the cup, getting on topic. Califea, we know there'll be a tough match. We should be winning that without a problem. I think it's really this year I want to see us go a little further than we have. I feel like the past couple seasons has been really disappointing in the cup. I don't want to lose to Panathinaikos again. I don't want to lose to any of the big 4 again. But
the semifinals are minimum.
Yeah, for sure. But I do think it is interesting that it looks like there is a chance we could get like a second division club making a little run. We talked about that kind of on the side yesterday. That would be cool. I'm hoping that some of these teams in the second tier, Panionios, Iraklis, we just saw Panionios last week sign.
Iraklis are out, I'm pretty sure, for the cup.
Who?
Iraklis are out of the
Yes,
cup. Yeah.
they're out. Panionios, and I was just talking in a broader sense about hopefully having them back in the Super League before long. Get these Olympiacos and Lamia. I don't want those guys in. I'd rather take Panionios or Iraklis over those guys any day. But yeah, I mean, I think that the cup should take more focus this year just because we have not performed in it. I think it's going on 4 years now since we last won it. So
because we didn't win it with our last league, did we? It was
It was 2020 the last time we won it. That was Solakis, I believe, making his senior debut at 17 and keeping a clean sheet in the cup final. We had Bobby Allen play Wolves, and then he got hurt, and Jose Sa was hurt, so we had to go to Solakis when he was
he made his debut up at Tuba in the semifinals.
You're right. Okay, so it wasn't his debut, but it was.
It was one of his. Maybe it was his first final. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
He's 2 of 2 with 2 clean sheets. So I mean, says something about what kind of goalkeeper Kostas Solakis is.
Just happy, honestly. I think that's how we can end the show. Just very positive. Okay. Very positive. And of course, we will, but at least I will. I don't know if you want to join me for tomorrow, but I will be back tomorrow because this game, the season opener, Fener away, needs to be covered fully because that is a game.
Yeah, I mean, I have work and I'll be in the office, so I don't know if I'll be able to swing that one. But I'll definitely do my best to keep an eye on that. After the Super Cup win, good momentum. I really hope that this year we get to kind of exercise some of the demons from last season and make that deeper run.
From the last 3 seasons.
Yeah. I mean, I think from as long as everyone stays healthy, I mean, we have a ridiculous front line.
I'm still insisting that this can be our best roster of all time.
I mean, our starting 5 could beat a lot of NBA teams. Not a lot.
Yeah.
Some of the bad NBA teams.
Some the Pistons over this world.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good 5 or 6 teams that I definitely think Olympiacos could beat. But yeah, I mean, hopefully it translates into results and we don't have another heartbreak after. Seems like pain after pain with this team.
We'll see. Don't want to talk too much on it because I think by the first 6 match days, I think we'll have played Fener, Real, Barcelona, and Panathinaikos, if I'm not that mistaken.
That'll be a good test. I mean, that'll tell us where we're going pretty early on.
We'll at least know what to fully expect. My predictions still say the same. The only prediction I would change now is not have. Oh no!
Of course they did. Of course they did.
Of course they can say.
These motherfuckers, man.
The one time we need the win. The one time.
With Staua's second shot on target.
We better batter this team.
That's really, yeah.
We better destroy this team when it comes.
At least Panathinaikos are still winning. I guess we'll take that.
Barely, as it seems.
Bosnia's a tough place to play.
This is a huge shout as well to slowly close up. That the volleyball Champions League has started and we did beat Las Palmas 3-0 which is extremely positive. And the Rasitechnis in general is looking incredible with everything that has started. So it is looking like a trophy full season for this
Once again,
club. For the biggest multi-sport club in Europe. I think we are on 315 now, if I'm not that mistaken.
yeah. Didn't we just pass Barcelona last season? I think that's the team in second.
We've been like this with Barcelona. I think it's still one title. It's still a one title difference. But this season can be proven.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good. I think that's about it. I think you have to go back to work, and I am dead from today.
You need to get to bed, man. It's getting late over there.
Yeah. Let's hope it is positive, both tomorrow and especially on Sunday.
Especially Sunday. We need it. We need to beat these guys. I'm sick of losing.
And I'm sick of hearing them, honestly. So yeah. See you all tomorrow. See you, man.
See you guys.